Hi guys, Mark's here, Everything Tenray. Welcome back. I know I haven't been making any videos lately due to my rib injury, but it's almost healed up, so I'll soon be back in the dirt on the gravel roads, having fun making videos. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, I thought I'll not make a little For Dummies series with tips and tricks made by a dummy. That's me, or a happy amateur. That is. I'm no pro, and yeah, try to help you guys out or the newcomers to adventure biking or going off-road and so on adventure bikes. So let's start this off with uh, gravel road cornering tips and trips. So not trips, it's called tips. First of all, we need to know the basics, right? And I'm sure that all of you already knows the basics from when it comes to street riding. Um, but I'll cover it very quickly just because. So we all know that you need to counter steer to steer a motorcycle. That means if I'm gonna turn left, I'm gonna push on the left side of the handlebar and pull on the right. That will make the bike lean over and turn. And if you're going really quick in a corner, you need to do that more and also maybe lean over to the left so you keep your central gravity down low and also keeping as much traction as possible through your tires down on the tarmac. So we know that the more you lean the bike over, you less traction you will have on the tires, depending on the tire, of course. So you want to keep the bike as upright as possible depending on the cornering speed and how sharp the corner is. That's why you have to lean over a bit so you get maximum traction, and also want to keep the bike as straight up as possible to get the suspension working fully and as good as possible. We also have, street tires, or we can call them slicks because they're pretty slick compared to adventure tires, and that's just to give us as much traction to the tarmac as possible. So the more rubber we have touching the tarmac, the better traction we will have. And going into corners, this is the same for gravel and tar. We need to have as much down pressure onto the tire and the tarmac as possible, and we do that by either applying a little bit of brake before or when we're entering a corner, so we preload or load the suspension so we have as much pressure downwards as possible. And this is the same for gravel as well, but made in a bit of a different way. You might have seen as well that GP races going into a sharp hairpin corner, they will actually sit up on the bike a bit and scoot forward, so they have more weight forward, so they will have more pressure on the front wheel, so they have better grip on the tarmac. So let's go over to the gravel road, so to say. So going straight on a gravel road, that's easy peasy. It's not hard at all. But when you come to a corner, especially if you're a beginner, then it gets a bit scary because you already know or feel that you have not a lot of traction. The rear wheel might be, sliding around back there a bit when you apply throttle, and you are a bit scared of using the front brake. So all depends on what kind of ABS system you have. If you have off-road ABS, so it's only ABS in the front and no ABS in the rear, or fully disabled ABS. But one thing to, first of all, be really careful and be soft and gentle with your throttle and your front brake. And that goes for the rear brake as well, of course, but you need to be gentle. And when cornering on gravel, the tire selection that you have will make a big difference. So you have a 50-50 tire standard, the Pirelli Scorpion standard with the big blocks, and I already told you that they are good on street. They are okay on gravel, but not the best. So a more dirt orientated tire, we have more knobs and might be longer or shorter knobs, and we have different spacing in between the knobs. This spacing makes a lot of difference, because if you have more spacing in between the knobs, that means that the knob itself can penetrate the soft surface on the gravel road and come down to the hard pack surface underneath the gravel. So we will have easier to get, it will be easier for the tire to get traction on the subsurface on the gravel road, or if it's a soft surface it will dig down more and you will have more traction to the ground, so to say. So the tire selection is huge, and it makes a lot of difference. So take that, have that in back on your mind, that depending on the tire you have, it might get great traction or less traction. So a pure enduro tire will have great traction because you have long nubbies and it's a lot of spacing in between them, so the nubbies itself will penetrate the loose material and get more grip, or dig down into the material itself and get better grip. So first thing first, right? Cornering on gravel can be scary, right? What we want to do is to lean the bike. We're going left, we lean the bike a bit to the left. Try to keep your body positioned straight and upward. Don't lean with the bike too much or lean over too much on gravel road, because we want to have our central of gravity, on top of the bike and so on. So we push the nubbies down through the gravel, or get as much grip into the gravel or soft material that you have underneath your tire. So you lean the bike, and you do it with counter steering as normal, but remember, lean the bike, and wherever your front wheel is pointing, your bike will go there, right? No matter if the rear wheel is spinning out a bit, your bike will go where the front wheel is pointing. So as long as you always point your front to where you want to go, you will go there. But remember, lean the bike over. The side nubbies on the tire are usually spaced further between each other, so it will grip better on the side of the tire than on the ball of the tire or on the middle of the tire, in most of the times, depending on the tire you have, of course. So keep your body straight, lean the bike, but when entering the corner, gently use the front brake to preload or load your suspension. You get more push down through the tire onto the surface. Also move your body weight forward, so you have more weight onto the front wheel, so you have more traction that way. So that doesn't matter if you're standing up or sitting down, move your weight forward as much as possible. One other thing that I see a lot of people do, and I've done it myself as well, you see dirt bike riders doing this all the time going on MX tracks. They put a foot down, so in the left corner they put the left foot down to have it as like a safety measure, or touch the ground in a hairpin corner. On gravel road, I advise you not to do this too much, because if you put your left foot out there as a safety, if the bike start to low side, you will break your foot, because you're going much quicker than maybe on a dirt track or whatnot, and it's a hard surface, so you can really mess up your foot. And it's not really always needed to do that. Okay, if it's a hairpin corner, not going too quick, if you don't want to slide fully out of control, yeah, you can put your foot down there, but try not to put it on the ground. Have it hovering over the ground, so it's just a safety measure, but try to avoid it. Next thing is the importance of knowing and be confident in standing up, taking corners on gravel road. So when standing up, the same thing, shift your weight forward, so your weight is as much on the front as possible, so you have more traction and the suspension is loaded. And then also same thing, turn down your bike so you have side grip, and use your feet and the pegs as a steering wheel as well. If you're going in a left corner, you have more weight on the left foot peg, it will make your steer more to the left. If you put more pressure in a corner on the right side of the foot peg or the right foot peg, you will stand the bike up a bit more and it will ease up and go more straight. So do that, practice that. It will make a huge difference, especially if it's really loose material. If you're not doing this, you will not corner as a pro, right? So the best thing there is really soft gravel roads or freshly topped gravel roads or scraped gravel roads, which are really soft. The feeling on going on that kind of gravel is like going downhill skiing or snowboarding in powder snow. It's like carving in the snow. It's a really nice feeling. And remember to stay loose on top of the bike. Let the bike move underneath you. If you try to hinder the movement, sideways, things will go sideways, right? So let the rear wheel wander about behind you there, because it will slip and it will, slide, and then, you will pretty much, when you really master this, you will be doing Steve McQueen, like in the kids movie Cars, sliding around and drifting around the corners. As long as you point the front wheel to where you want to go, you will get there. So keep that in mind. It's my little tips and tricks for you on gravel roads. Keep preload or load your suspension, use your brakes smoothly, lean your bike for better grip, and stay loose on top. And yeah, that's it. So I hope this might help you, giving you a few tips and tricks, and that you have fun on the gravel roads. Stay safe, take care, and comment below. Cheerios, bye bye.